That's something I don't do very often. I just decided to kind of do something different. Put it on the back pickup and try to play a little rhythm stuff. No extra charge for mistakes. As you guys know, this is one edit. Actually, 0 edits, one take. I just like to start the camera, the iPhone 14 Pro Max that's been working so far. I put the old Princeton reverb on about 2 1/4. No pedals usually, which I'll probably start doing some more stuff. We're not done yet here, folks, because we just hit 100,000 followers this morning, 100,000 subscribers. You guys did it. I didn't do anything but come up here and try to brush the dust off of my old guitar every once in a while. And so, man, we did it. And mainly you guys, because you have subscribed to this channel. And man, I can't believe that you guys have supported this thing the way you do. And man, it takes a village. We just happen to have a really awesome village. I look at this as a community. It's a group effort. A rising tide floats all boats. Me and my good friends who you know well that also, happen to play the guitar really well and for a living, man, we're happy to share some, and I'm not including myself in their league, but we have a mutual admiration society, and we love each other, and it's just a great group, and those guys know who they are. You guys know who you are, and man, I'm just happy to be along for the ride and happy to be in the mix. And so it's getting pretty good, man. All this hard work over the past 25 or 30 years is really, really starting to pay off, not just monetarily, but with the relationships and the experiences and just, the confidence now that the things we're doing are helping. The amazing feedback that we've got from the Brett Papa course. It's still selling. It just happens to be at full price, which is $130. You can't even buy a pair of shoes for that. So check that out. But it's not about that. It's about, man, I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much. It does feel good to hit a nice round number like that. Of course, when you see numbers, you want to hit a goal, and that's kind of it's a healthy motivation. I see it as that. And, anybody that thinks social media is that we're like social media whores or something like that, man, that's not what it is. The music comes first. Our careers and stuff have come first. That we just sprinkled the social media on top because, it's fun. And man, what a great way to expand your network. And YouTube and stuff has changed my life. I mean, I've met guys on here that have helped me and with things, and hopefully I've been able to help them a little bit. But man, that's what it's about. It's a community, and when we live all over the world, and you can't go hang out with your buddy in England or Australia or Japan or wherever you're at, Hawaii. Then this is a good way to do it. And it's just technology at its best is what it is, because hopefully people are learning, they're getting inspired. And so that's what this is about. And I just want to say, this is not going to be a long video. I've got some teaching and stuff to do later, and I've got to run over to Gruen's and get my Telecaster looked at a little bit. It's that time of year where your guitars are going to need to go in for a little checkup, get intonation, truss rod, because we're coming out of the dry, cold winter, and we're going to get into the warmer, wetter summer, and that's when things change on the guitar. So those are really the only times a year where I need to get any adjustments done, unless something just, breaks or something like that, which doesn't happen very often these days. But anyway, guys, hey, I want to show you, here's the lesson for today is you can always add the 4 chord of whatever chord you're playing, and I'm going to get off that back pickup. But that was just like a little, I wanted to play something happy, because I'm feeling happy this morning. I got up this morning and I knew it was going to be 5 or 6 people away from hitting 100,000. And my girl, that I know at YouTube, not my girl, but a girl who's awesome that works at YouTube. I met her in San Bruno when I was playing out at the YouTube headquarters with John Oates a few years ago. She loves to come to Nashville and hang out, and she's just awesome. But she runs YouTube Music. And so I was texting with her. I was like, hey, this is exciting. I think I'm finally going to hit this milestone of 100,000. And she goes, yeah. She goes, this is awesome. She said, we can we'll pre-order the silver play button, and I'm like, that's cool. But here's the funny thing about that. I was thinking about this. I was like, of all the things, you know, Americana Association and all the different things that happen in Nashville, all the country music awards and all that stuff, the first award that I'm going to get in the music industry. I've never gotten any awards for anything, I don't think, that I can think of. And you know, because I don't play on these commercial country records, and I'm sure you guys know why. I'm not very good at it, and I'm not a huge fan of that music. But anyway, the thing about it is the first award, the symbol of any kind of accomplishment. Not that this is a huge accomplishment, but I'm just saying, is going to be from YouTube and not some music, you know, not like a music company or whatever association or organization in Nashville or anywhere else in the world. It's pretty interesting. I find it pretty hilarious, to be honest with you. But anyway, hey, moving right along. This is just a starting place, man. I look at that 100,000 is just another place to keep reaching. You know, I mean, it's funny that they do the silver play button for 100,000. Then you don't get another award until you hit 1 million, which is just crazy. It seems like 500,000 would be a place that was of significance as well. But man, I don't know. I'll probably never see anything that, you know, that crazy in my lifetime. But to reach 100,000, man, I just it's fun. It's fun. And so thanks for that, guys. And I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna double down, man. When things start going good, I double down. I don't stop back. I don't stop. I appreciate it and I'm grateful, but I don't go, oh, cool, we hit it. No, it's like, man, no. Throttle down. Let's go farther. So with this little lesson here, and I appreciate the comments on that last one. Of course, that title is a joke, and it's hard to get sucked into the clickbait titles, but the titles and the thumbnails apparently do help. So maybe I'll try experimenting with some things. But I can tell you what's not going to happen. This is not going to turn into a professional YouTube channel. I'm not going to start getting slick with fancy editing and cameras and arrows pointing to the links and all that shit. You guys know how we do it, man. We want to stay homespun, man. And so that's just kind of how we do it. It's all in. It's as raw as we can get. There's no editing and no fancy Pro Tools. Or Cowboy Jack Clement always used to say, he'd say, you know what we had before Pro Tools? We had pros, man. Think about those old recordings like Wes Montgomery and Oscar Peterson and those guys that were just absolutely blazing for 14 minutes, swinging their asses off, playing the most amazing shit ever. And they didn't stop. They didn't make any mistakes, man. It was incredible. Those guys really could play. Ray Charles, man. Don't forget to put on some Ray Charles and listen to some like high. I love, one of my favorite quotes from Uncle Larry is high in musical nutrients. Anyway, so check this out. When I'm doing that little, I'm rocking back between A and D there. I'm not changing chords really. I'm just kind of doing. Go to the 4 chord. Rock back between. Then you're going to rock back between G and D. Back to D and A. If I went to the 5 chord E, which I did not do in the intro. You can rock back between the A and the D. I mean the A and the E. Back to A, right? So if I'm here, that's just a little sus actually, so that doesn't count. That's kind of hard to do. I probably wouldn't do that in real life. But you can always add the 4 before the next chord. So meaning if I jump down to C, B flat, G, so I hope you understand that. So no matter what chord you go to, if I jump to B, here, 4 chord, I'm just adding that little, just a little sus almost. It's like you're taking this and adding and elaborating on that and adding a little bit more information. All those places, right? That's cool stuff. Now, if I go to, if I was to go to, you know, any chord we go to, you can throw that in. So say we're just going random, we just go to, you know, say we've got a progression that goes like D, you know, C, G. That's the same thing. So all those little chord shapes, right? So when I was in C or B, whatever, this doesn't matter. I'm just saying I'm using the A shape. Let's go to C. I play the A shape with my little finger because when I do this, I have to contort my whole arm down to do this. When I use my little finger, just that little amount of space, the width of a finger, allows me to comfortably play that chord. So when you see this, it's really, that's the A shape, right? So watch, if I go, like I said yesterday, if I'm playing this triad with my ring finger, that means I'm in the A shape. If I'm playing that same triad with my first finger, I'm in the G shape. Now watch this. Pentatonic. So from the A shape to the G shape, it's root, second, third, plant. From the G shape to the E shape, I'm going to use my middle finger because I don't want to end up here. That puts me out of position. I want to end up right there. So again, root, second, third, plant your first finger. That's your G shape. Right? Now watch. Root again, next octave, root, second, third. Plant. That's your, I mean, my nose is itching like crazy. I can tell you what's happening is everything's blooming outside. It's like one day everything's brown, and then the next, like 2 days later, the grass is up and everything's blooming. It's really crazy. Like, what does this happen overnight almost? So yeah, the pollen and shit is gonna be driving everybody crazy. You don't have allergies until you move to Nashville, and it's in a bowl here. The Indians called it the Valley of the Sick. Doesn't that sound nice? Let's move there. Anyway, so you get the thing. I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you here, but I'm fired up. So this, it's plant that, right? So big chords, distill them down. It's like what they're doing out here in the hills of Tennessee and the hills of Kentucky, man. They're distilling that stuff down. Whiskey still and moonshine still, man. But so just keep reducing these down to their smallest parts, and don't forget about the importance of being in the proper hand position. And you guys are going to be off to the races. If you're watching this channel and you are getting something out of it, don't forget to subscribe. 80 to 90% of people that watch these channels regularly are not subscribed. I had a bunch of guys comment and say, hey, we thought we were subscribed, but then when we looked closer, we realized that we weren't. So definitely subscribe. I got a great busy week of making music with my friends and teaching some great lessons. I'll tell you what I did yesterday. I found this kid accidentally on Instagram, and he's like 14, and he was playing some pretty cool stuff. I could tell he had some feel and some potential. And man, I felt inspired, and I just sent him a message because things have been going really good here lately. And I sent him a message, and I said, hey, I said, nice playing. I said, tell your parents that I'm messaging you and to email me if they want. And I said, I would love to offer you an hour Zoom lesson free of charge as kind of a quote unquote scholarship, kind of a gift, pay it forward kind of thing, good faith, goodwill. And so they did, man. And we ended up doing the lesson. That his dad came on and said, man, I've been watching your channel a bunch. I'm a guitar player, and now my son's 14 and he's really cool, and he's playing guitar. And man, I showed him a bunch of stuff, and I think he got something out of it. And I said, man, check back with me when some of this stuff clicks, and we'll do it again. So I want to offer, some kind of scholarship opportunities to some youngsters if they have some potential. And so just trying to do some things like that that it's not just all about me and all about making money and playing with famous people or whatever. It's not about that all the time. It's about giving some of this stuff back, and that's what I really want to do. And man, it's not about coming up with slick diagrams and new ways to reinvent the wheel, man. This wheel right here is as solid as a rock, man, and it's not going anywhere. The guitar fingerboard, everything we need is right there. We just got to figure it out. But anyway, guys, appreciate y'all so much, and I will talk to you real soon. Thanks so much for helping me reach this goal. It does nothing more than just inspire me and keep me motivated to keep this stuff going. All right, y'all. See ya.